Now, quick question for you. When was the last time you scored a killer testimonial that you proudly displayed on your website? Now, if you are thinking to yourself, not in some time or never, then I'm really glad that you found this video here today, because we're going to be diving into my top strategies for not just getting testimonials, but also how to display testimonials in a way that really highlight your strengths. Hey there, I'm Sarah Noked, founder of OBM School, and I teach people just like you my proven strategies and techniques for scaling a top-notch service-based business in the online space, landing great clients that you are going to be happy and thrilled to work with, as well as charging pricing that is going to afford you to live life by design. And in today's video, we're hammering into the importance of testimonials, how to get them, and how to display them. So when it comes to testimonials are fantastic. And some of our strategies for getting testimonials are actually really quite simple. So I've got 3 simple strategies for you today. The first one being asking for testimonials. Yes, this seems very obvious, but I find that a lot of the students that we work with don't ask for testimonials as often as they should, or they hesitate. And if there's one thing I've learned over my years of being an OBM is that more so than less, clients are happy to provide you with testimony around a service that you have given them. So you want to be able to really bake this into your process. And that might be about setting a recurring task in your project management tool to ask for testimony. It might be about baking in feedback into your services and then asking if you can use that feedback, if appropriate, as testimony. So you really want to think about your systems as an OBM. And if you missed my video, you'll know that we spoke about systems, and I talked a lot about client management systems. And client management systems are actually really important. And one of those client management systems is really about baking in your system for asking for feedback. So I want you to deliberately ask for feedback, and that is the first tip. Now, the second tip that I've got for you today is actually about crafting the testimonial yourself. Now, I find that a lot of times clients want to give a testimonial, but they don't necessarily know what you're looking for. They want to make it sound perfect. And so they go into this perfectionism, procrastination mode, which a lot of us service-based support providers can definitely relate to. But we don't want our clients to hesitate when writing testimony on our behalf. So one of the things that we love to do with our clients is craft a testimonial that they can review, make changes to, and update, and then be really happy with what they are putting out there. And you can be very happy too, because you have, specifically highlighted perhaps if you've been their project manager, or maybe you've been helping them manage their launch, or maybe you've been working with their team. You can highlight those specific things related to the service that you have given. And this is a really important piece, because a lot of the times I will see testimonials that really speak to your personal characteristics. For example, Sophie is so responsible and such a pleasure to work with. I highly recommend her. Versus Sophie is an incredible project manager. She was able to take all of this work off my plate, and as a result, I was able to focus on other things during my launch, which resulted in a really successful launch. So you can see from testimonial 1 to testimonial 2, a potential client reading testimonial 2 is going to feel more compelled to contact you if they feel like they need a launch manager, rather than just things about your personality or your character. And while those are all fine and dandy, it definitely needs to be paired up with the actual services that you are providing your client. So don't be afraid to present your client with an opportunity to make amendments and to add their own special sauce onto a testimonial that you have created for them. And this can be a really great way to take that off your client's plate, which is what we want to do as online business managers, right? We want to take things off of our client's plate so that they can be freed up to do only the things that they're really great at. And by, essentially creating this testimonial with them, you are actually helping to give them back time, which is one of the things that we love to do as online business managers. Now, my third tip is especially for those of us who are just getting started as service-based support providers, whether you are an OBM or a VA, it doesn't really matter. One of the things that I love telling new students inside OBM school is you can get testimonial from your past corporate life, from your 9 to 5, whatever you've done before you've stepped into your entrepreneur shoes, you can absolutely leverage for testimony. Now, you want to be strategic in how you do this because you don't want to ask just anybody for any testimonial. You want to specifically look at some of those transferable skills, and there's a lot of those in the OBM space. So you might have been a project manager in your last role. You might have some experience managing events. You might have some experience in accounting or bookkeeping, and the list goes on. You might have excellent client care experience. Now, you can absolutely highlight those and really lend to the emphasis being on management, especially if you're coming from the OBM side of things and you want to really leverage these as testimonials for your OBM website. You want to really think about the instances where you really picked up on management or leadership skills in a particular scenario where somebody can write a testimonial on your behalf. So it might be something along the lines of, Susie was great. She really helped manage the entire event from A to Z. And as a result, our team was really excited and happy, and she was a pleasure to work with. So something as simple as that is going to really speak to your management skills around events management. And I want you to start to get creative and to really own it as well, because I find a lot of us have imposter syndrome or, I did a little bit of management, but was it that great? So, there's a lot of mindset shifts that happen when you're an online business manager, and we absolutely dive into a lot of these pieces inside of OBM school. But I want you to remember here and now that you are worth it and you have done excellent work. You have transferable skills that marry well with what you're doing now as a service-based support provider. So you need to own it and leverage it and not feel squirmish about it or not feel that you need to hide it or that it's not justifiable or whatever it is that you're telling, whatever limiting belief you're telling yourself about why that testimonial is not good enough. I want you to put that on the side for now and just focus on your strengths and focus on the things that you really bring to the table, and also recognize that being an entrepreneur is really like a long-term game, and it's not about having overnight success. It's about working towards something and making these baby steps, like asking for testimonial and leveraging testimonial that ultimately is going to help you in the long run. We've covered 3 strategies today around 3 small things that you can do to get testimonial from your client. And now I want to talk a little bit about where you can post these testimonials. So there are lots of places where testimonials can live. You can post them on your social media profiles. You can create memes highlighting snippets of your testimonial. You can feature them on your website. You can feature them all over your website. I always talk about peppering testimonials, and I'm one of those people that is all for social proof and testimony, because realistically, we work in a space online and I can't necessarily meet my client in person. They're not going to see me at the corner store, so they're going to have to trust the testimony on my website to really speak to my strengths. So you want to really make your testimonials evident and all over the place and pepper them throughout your website, especially in places that are closest to your call to action. And now if you are an OBM, then you likely have a call to action on your website of book a call with me so that I can, tell you more about my services. So you want to absolutely put testimonials around that so that people are really compelled to book that call with you. So there's lots of places to put testimony, and I want you to also think about leveraging video testimonials. So this is more of like, I guess, an advanced technique. I love video testimonial and being able to put that on YouTube. But one of the things that we've done in our agency with clients is we have given them an interview and interviewed them on what their life was like working before an OBM and what their life is like now working with an OBM. And those types of video testimonials and interviews really do serve to give new potential clients and leads insight into how you work with your existing clients. It lends a little bit to your personality. It shows how you interact with others, and it really really gives clients an understanding of how you can really service their business and really take it to the next level with them. So I hope that you have gotten a lot of information today around testimony and the importance of testimonial. And I do hope that you will bake testimony into your systems and asking for testimony and prioritize this as an opportunity to sell to your potential client by encouraging them to opt for a discovery call with you or a sales conversation with you through the use of testimony and by really showing your character and your skill set as an online business manager or other service support provider. Now, if you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button below here. We come out with a new video every week and you will be notified by hitting subscribe and clicking on that bell below. And if you want to learn more about becoming an OBM, you can check out OBM School and I'll leave some resources in the description below and I'll catch you next week.